Hey y'all, Stephanie with Minimalist Mom Life. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing another video in my series of 5 things to declutter in each room right now. So my last video was 5 things to declutter in your kitchen right now, and I'm going to move on to the living room today. So I think the great thing about decluttering your living room and looking to simplify that area is in most homes it's the room that we walk into. So it's what's going to greet us when we get home from a long day or a tiring day or the gym or get kids. And it's so wonderful to be greeted by a space that is not overly busy and is not begging for our attention in 1,000 different areas, and it's not stressing us out and it's not overwhelming. Have an area that is easy to clean, an area that is easy for if somebody pops by and surprises you, takes you 2 seconds to clean up, or it's already clean and welcome for them to sit down and enjoy your company. So I'm going to give you a few things to declutter in your living room, and like I suggested in my last video, give yourself about 15 minutes for each of these. And if you have a small living room, maybe you can do the whole living room in 15 minutes. But if you need to take each category by 15 minutes, do that. But definitely put a timer on, give yourself a deadline to go through it, and move quickly so that you're not overthinking. Remember, even if it's something you love, it's still just stuff. So don't complicate the process. So the first thing that I suggest you look at decluttering is anything that is on your walls. So I talked to a lot of people about the way their home is decorated, and a lot of people have things on their walls simply because there is wall space. So someone gave them a painting, or they printed family photos, but they don't even actually like how they look in that family photo, or they have just whatever stuff they found at a yard sale, or they were handed down, or they liked it one time and now their style has changed. And rather than putting up something that they want, they leave that up, and then it causes them to not put up what they want because they feel like that space is already filled, even though it's not actually filled with something they love. Or they just don't enjoy their home because it doesn't actually reflect who they are. And I'm telling you, you will enjoy having a blank canvas more than having a canvas of stuff you don't really like. So even if you cannot afford to redo your living room and change the artwork, don't feel like you have to have stuff on every wall if it's not stuff that you like. Now, if you're somebody that really enjoys the look of different things and you collect artwork and you want a lot on your walls, then go for it because that's your home. But don't have stuff on your walls that you don't actually enjoy. So look to see what is on your walls. If you're looking to air out your home and make it a little bit light, look at the colors that are in what's on your walls, see if they're dark, if they're just pulling in a different direction than what you want. So quickly look around what's on your walls and declutter that first. The second is furniture. So you don't need all the furniture in the world crammed into your living room. Every side of your couch doesn't have to have an end table. Every living room doesn't have to have a coffee table, especially if you have little ones. It's just asking to get lots of bonks on the head. That's been my experience. We've not had a coffee table with children. So look at the furniture. Is the furniture not fitting the space? Like, I talk a lot about living in the present. So live in the living room that you have. And if the living room you have is not conducive to having 2 couches and 2 recliners, then don't have 2 couches and 2 recliners. Have what actually fits the space, live in it and enjoy it, and give that other recliner and that other couch or whatever it is, those other end tables, that coffee table, to somebody who can use it and enjoy it in their home right now, rather than making your space cluttered and overly full with stuff that you hope to get to use one day in a different living room. Live in the living room you have now and trust that when it comes time for you to move and have a different living room, you'll be able to get the stuff then. So don't overclutter it with furniture. Number 3 is blankets. So I know depending on where you live, it gets colder. We actually live somewhere now where we have a winter. But even in those winter months, you don't need 1,000 blankets out on your sofa. If you have small children or even animals, that's just asking for them to get drug around and off the ground. You're constantly folding blankets and laying them back on the couch. If you want to have blankets, I suggest having something like a basket to put them in to the side. If you want to drape a couple on the couch, that's fine. But limit the amount of blankets you have out. You have a linen closet. If somebody really wants a blanket more than the one you have out for like decor, they could always just walk to the linen closet and get it out, use it, and then put it back. You don't need 1,000 different blankets that are all over the floor and all over the couches and just kind of look messy. My number 4 tip is toys. So if you're familiar with my channel, we don't keep any toys in the living room. The toys are in the boys' room. I could do a whole video about that, but I think I mentioned it in my Keeping Your House Clean with Children video too, that gives them their space, is their room. They're in charge of making their beds, and they're 4, 3, and 2. And they're in charge of cleaning up their toys, and their toys are in their room. They're welcome to bring them out to the living room and play, but because they're in their bedroom, that's going to encourage them to play in their room with their toys. And I'm not going to be as strict with those getting picked up as I am in the living room, because I don't want to walk through my living room to get to the kitchen and be stepping on toys all the time, and I don't want to have to get them to clean up every time I want to leave because I don't want to come home to, as soon as I open the door, a span of toys. But I'm not going to mind if in their room, where it's their space, they build block towers and they have toys out. So I suggest not having any toys in the living room, keeping them in their bedrooms, giving them that space. Remember, you're making them in charge of cleaning it up. You're not in charge of it, but also it's not going to bother you all day long when they're in and out of play, because you're not going to be stepping on it because it's in their space. They're still welcome to bring them to the living room, but they know where they're to return them when they're done. If you do want to keep some toys in the living room, I know some people have 2 stories houses. I've never have, but I know that you want to be able to, be seeing your kids better, so maybe you don't want them in their room as much. I would suggest like a 1 basket of toys, where in a minute or less, the kids can put all the toys back into the basket and everything is cleaned up and easy for you. So keep the toys that you do have out, if you're going to have some in the living room, to a minimal amount. My 5th tip is mail and paperwork. So nothing makes a space, I think, feel as cluttered and kind of just chaotic and unorganized as a whole bunch of mail, paperwork, magazines, packages, stuff like that. So find a space in your home where those go and deal with them immediately. That's kind of one of my cleaning tips, but do not make the living room the office space. That's a big suggestion I have. It's a lot, I think in most homes it works a lot better to have a space in your kitchen to deal with that paperwork, and maybe like a drawer that it can go in as you're working through it. But make sure you have those papers, that mail, those magazines, newspapers, all taken up and clutter-free. So those are my tips of things you can get to your living room right now. If you watched my last kitchen video and you went and decluttered your kitchen, a lot of you said you were, leave a comment on this video and tell me what it is you got rid of that maybe you were surprised you ended up not needing. And leave any tips you have down below on how you keep your living room clutter-free, and I'll talk to you on my next video. Thanks.